Welcome everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Erica and I'm with UMBC Recreation. Today I'll be teaching a core yoga class, and in this class you can expect familiar yoga poses, but I'll be tying in core targeting exercises. Some you'll know like crunches, and others will be some yoga poses that'll target that area. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone to always listen to your body and to always check with the physician before you start a new exercise regimen. With that being said and out of the way, we're going to start laying flat on our back with a nice slow warm-up, and then we'll start to pick up some pace. So go ahead and lay down flat on your back. Straighten your legs onto the mat, arms out at your sides. And before we get into some movement, let's just start with some breath. Take some nice deep breaths into the chest. Maybe filling up the belly first, then filling up the chest before you exhale. And start to exhale out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me one more deep breath here, and exhale. Draw your right knee in towards your chest, interlace your fingers and hold right below the knee, pulling thigh close to body. If that's uncomfortable on your knee for any reason, you're more than welcome to hold on to the back of your thigh instead. Just make sure you're pulling the thigh close in and both feet are flexed. We'll take a few breaths here. Just relieving some tension in our low back. Gently release and switch sides, drawing left knee in towards the chest. Feet flexed. Release the legs straight onto the mat. Then draw both knees in. Again, holding at the knees or on the back of the thighs, feet side by side. Nice stretch through the spine, the low back. Keep the knees drawn in towards the chest and place your arms along the floor out at shoulder height, palms face up. Just a few inches at a time, let the knees fall to the right side of the body. Hold for a moment, then draw back to center. Over to the left, just a few inches will do, and back to center. You don't want to cause any discomfort in your low back, so slow movements, just enough so you can feel the core engage. Over to the right, and back to center. Pressing the belly button back towards the floor to help engage the core. Back and forth we're going to go. We're going to hold this back and forth for another 10 seconds or so, helping to warm up our core. Keep the breathing nice and steady. And find some stillness with knees at center. Place hands on the back of the thighs. Start to rock forwards and backwards. Get some momentum up to seated and come right to tabletop on the hands and the knees, wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Tops of the feet to the mat. Lift up to the fingertips and round the spine into cat pose, tucking chin to chest. Lift and arch into cow, gaze up to ceiling. And we're back to the roundness in the spine, cat pose. Lift and arch to cow. Let's give it one more time, rounding the spine. Lifting and arching. and returning to tabletop, hands flat to the mat. Extend your right leg behind you, pointing through the toes, keeping the heel in line with the hip. Gaze is down towards our mat for nice long spines. Extend the left arm forward, thumb facing up towards the ceiling. Working on our balance and engaging our core just a bit more. Bring the hand down to the mat and lift up to the fingertips. Give me a crunch, drawing the right knee towards chest, rounding the spine, lifting the knee as high as you can, drawing the belly in, and stepping the foot into lunge, ankle below knee. Manually grab that foot and place it into alignment if you need. It's okay. Slowly lift both arms overhead. Draw hands together into heart center. Give me a deep breath, lifting the arms out to the sides, up overhead, and exhale, hands together at heart center. 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and lower your gaze straight ahead. Last time. Deep breath in. Slow breath out from the mouth. Hold the hands at heart center. Drawing the belly button back to spine. We're going to gently twist from the belly over to the right and back to center. Once again, just a little bit will do. Find the twist from the belly. Back to center. One more time. Straighten those arms overhead. Reach through the fingertips, nice long bodies. Bring the hands down to the floor. Extend the right leg long behind you and return to tabletop. Feel my core turning on. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Extend the left leg. Then extend the right arm, thumbs facing up, gaze down towards the mat. If you find that you're wobbling, that's okay. Know that your body's working, your core is working to hold yourself up. Bring your hand down to the mat and give me a crunch, knee to chest, round that spine, lift the knee as high as you can and step the foot into lunge. Slowly lift both arms overhead. Bring the hands down together, heart center. Deep breath in through the nose, lift the arms up, look up. Exhale. Arms up, nice slow breath and slow movement. Exhale. Last time, deep breath in. Hands to heart center. Engage that core, drawing it back towards the spine. Send the tailbone long to the floor. Twist to the left and back to center. 2 more times. Last time. Extend the arms up, reach through the fingertips, and bring hands down to the floor. Extend left leg behind you and return to tabletop. Plant your hands flat to the mat if they're not already. Lean forward so shoulders out past the wrists, and then come back, shoulders over wrist. A few times like this, back and forth, just warming up these wrists. We're taking a lot of planks today. You want to prepare those wrists for movement. Now we're going to turn the fingertips out towards the long edge of our mat and lean side to side. Turn the fingertips back towards the front of the mat. Just with the right hand, we're going to turn the hand so the fingertips are facing towards the knees and press the palm towards the mat. Then bring the fingertips back to the front. Repeat on the left side, fingertips to knees, fingertips to front. With the right hand, we're going to flip it and take the palm to the mat. Flip the left hand, palm face up, and then bring the palm back to the mat. Settle into child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels, toes touching but knees are separate. Arms down the length of the mat, forehead to mat. We're going to take a few breaths here, just opening the hips, getting a stretch for the knees, lengthening our spines to finish our warm-up. Take a few deep breaths, really fill the back side of the body with breath. If you're uncomfortable in this position for any reason, rise back to tabletop and settle into puppy instead. Elbows to mat and forehead hangs. You're more than welcome to take puppy instead of child's at any time during the class if that feels better in your body. Another deep breath or two here. And rise to tabletop. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend your left leg behind you, pointing through the toes. Give me a crunch, knee to chest, round that spine, and step your foot into lunge. Right toes tuck onto the mat. We lift the right knee into the air. Lift up to just the pointer and the middle finger, draw the belly in, look forward. Left knee stacked over the ankle. Step up to half lift, so right foot steps up, lengthening my spine till my chest is parallel with the floor. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Lower to forward fold, bend the knees, drop your belly to your thighs. Some of us might need to bend our knees a little more than the rest of us to make that contact with our belly. Let your arms and head hang heavy. Don't let your ego get in the way of your practice. Practice safely, not for what it looks like. Let your head hang. Send the weight to the balls of the feet. Keep your hips reaching high to the ceiling and low belly drawing in. One vertebrae at a time, we'll round our spines up to a standing position. Leave your chin tucked to your chest until you make it all the way to standing. Give me a deep breath in through the nose, arms overhead. Exhale, hands together through heart center and down by your sides. So now we're going to move into our flow. We're going to start to pick up the speed a little bit. So before we jump in, I'm going to demo our plank sequence for the week. Every week we have a new sequence that targets our core. So I'm going to demo first, and then we'll work on tying it into the sequence. So just watch me this time through. We're going to start in a plank position, as I promised. Lots of planks. Wrists under shoulders. Heels in line with hips, in line with shoulders. Check your alignment. And my whole body's turned on. I'm lifting out of my shoulders, my belly button's drawing in, my glutes are active, my thighs are active. Nice strong planks. I'll always give a countdown before we start, so I'll say we'll start our plank sequence in 3, 2, 1. Today we're going to step our right feet off the mat, step the left toes off the mat, so we are in a wide stance with the legs, then we'll bring them back in together. Step off, step in, step in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to lean forward and back, rock forward and back. And I notice when I teach this in person, some people have trouble with the rock. So the movement's going to come from your feet. My feet are propelling me forward. I'm rocking forward onto the balls, from the balls of my feet onto my tippy toes. Shoulders are passing out of the wrist. So my rest of my body's pretty still. I'm moving my feet, my shoulders sending my bodies forward. If you find that becomes uncomfortable in your wrist, you can take planks on your fist instead. So that's where we're going to start today. Step off, step on, step on. Twice, and then we'll lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. We're going to lean forward 3 times. After that, we're going to lower down to a forearm plank. We're going to hold our forearm plank here. Alignment still stays the same rules. Hold for 5 seconds and release to our bellies, and we'll carry the sequence on from there. So we're all going to start in a standing position at the top of our mat, feet hips width distance apart. Stand up nice and tall, reach your feet down towards the floor. Stand tall with purpose. Shoulders drop down the back. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll start with some modified sun salutations. Slowly lift the arms overhead, gaze up towards the ceiling. Lower to forward fold, bend the knees, drop belly to thighs. Rise, half lift, flattening the back. Step into plank position, so bend your knees so you can plant your hands and step back into plank. We'll start our sequence in 3, 2, 1. Step off, on, and on. Core active, off, on. Lean forward and back. Rock on the toes, forward and back. Last time, forward and back. Take that forearm plank. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let go. Everything onto the mat. Place your fingers underneath the shoulders, elbows up to the ceiling, and legs together. Lift the chest to baby cobra. Don't press into the hands. Use the strength of your core and the muscles in your back. Now press into your hands to child's pose or puppy, hips to heels for child's. Short rest here. These rests are going to get a little bit shorter each time. Focus on your breath. Take advantage of the rest, even if you don't feel tired. Slowly rise back to tabletop. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend your right leg behind you, point through the toes. Give me a crunch, knee to chest, round that spine, and step the foot into lunge. Left knee lifts off the mat, hips up. Step up to half lift, flatten your back. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. One vertebrae at a time, we'll rise to standing. Feeling each stretch throughout the spine. 2 more times, lifting the arms overhead, gaze is up. Lower to fold, belly to thighs, nice slow movement. Rise, half lift, flatten the back. Step into plank, plant those hands. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Step off, and bring them in. Step off, and bring them in. Lean forward. Last time. Take that forearm plank, holding for 5. Check your alignment. You don't want those hips too high. Don't hold your breath. And release. Elbows up to ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in and lift your chest. And exhale to child's, hips to heels. Here's your rest here. A little bit shorter this time. Deepen the breath. Let your body, whatever parts of your body that are on the mat, sink into the mat a little deeper. Slowly rise to tabletop. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend left leg behind you and give me a crunch. Step into lunge. Lift that knee off the mat and step up to half lift. Flatten that back. Lower to folds, belly to thighs, and rise to standing. Take your time, 1 vertebrae at a time. Last time through, let's tie it in with our breath. Draw the breath in, lift arms overhead. Breathe out through the mouth into forward fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, half lift, flatten the back. Exhale as you step back into plank, and then resume your normal breath here. Starting in 3, 2, 1, step off. Bring them in. Step off and bring them in. Lean forward. 2 more times. Last time. Forearm plank. If you want to amp up your forearm plank, you can keep with those steps. Stepping off and back on. It's up to you. And release. Bellies to mat. Inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to child's. No rest this time. We're picking up our heart rate, so we're slowly going to rise right back to tabletop. Extend your right leg behind you. Give me a crunch, knee to chest. Step the foot into lunge. Step up to half lift as you breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth into fold. And try to draw your inhale out as you rise to standing. And exhale at the top. Give me a deep breath, arms overhead. Exhale, hands together, down through heart center. Hands down by your sides. We're going to switch it up a little bit this time. Lift those arms back up overhead. Lower to fold. Rise, half lift. Step back into plank. Then drop the knees to tabletop. Extend your right leg behind you. Keep the foot flexed, so toes down towards the floor. And extend your left arm forward, thumbs up to the ceiling. Gaze is down to the mat. Don't hold the breath. Draw that belly into the spine. And bring the hand down to the mat. If you want to make your crunches a little more challenging, you're going to keep your hands flat from here on out. Otherwise, lift up to the fingertips and point through the toes. Give me a crunch, knee to chest, round the spine. We're going to hold this crunch, but don't hold the breath. Keep that knee lifting high, maybe a little higher, and step the foot into lunge. Left knee lifts off the mat and lift up to pointer and middle finger. Send that chest forward, gaze is forward. Slowly bring both hands to right thigh, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. And bring your hands to heart center. If you're feeling particularly tight in the left leg, you can put a slight bend in that knee. Twisting from the belly, we're going to slowly turn to the right and back to center. If you want to challenge and take more of an advanced version, extend the arms overhead. Right knee stays stacked over the ankle. We're going to belly twist to the right. Back to center. One more time, we're going to twist and back to center. Fingertips down towards the floor. Step back into plank and plant those hands. We're going to take our plank sequence in 3, 2, 1. Step off and step in. Step off, step in, lean forward. Here's 2, here's 3. Take your forearm plank. Continuing with those steps if you choose, you don't have to. Don't hold your breath as you're holding the pose. And we release down to our belly. Inhale to baby cobra and exhale to child's. Here's a rest here. Take advantage, deepen the breath. Take note of how you feel in your body. There are no right or wrong answers. It's important to just check in, do a mental check. Slowly rise to tabletop. Extend your right leg behind you, preparing for crunches. So lift up to the fingertips if you're choosing to do so, and give me a crunch, knee to chest. Before you step that foot into lunge. Step up to half lift, flattening your back. Exhale as you lower to fold. Draw the inhale out as you rise to standing. And exhale at the top. Lift the arms overhead, gaze is up. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. Rise, half lift. Step back into plank and drop the knees to tabletop. Left leg extends and flex the foot. Right arm extends, thumb up to ceiling. Remember, gaze is down towards the mat. Right hand comes down to the floor. Point through the toes. Preparing for our crunch, draw knee to chest, round the spine, hold it here, don't hold the breath. Lift that knee a little higher and step the foot into lunge. Lift up to the fingertips, lift right knee into the air. Bring your hands to your thighs, then hands to heart center. Modifying by bending the right knee if you need to. If you're taking the advanced version, extend the arms overhead. Otherwise, hands stay at heart center. Twist as you exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale. Last time, twist from that belly, make it work. Bring fingertips down to floor. Step back into plank, starting in 3, 2, 1. Step off. Step on. Step off and on. 3 lean forwards. Just know we only have one more set after this. You guys are doing it. Come down to your forearm plank, holding for 5. And release. Let go. You guys put in a lot of work. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale to child's. Take your rest. Deepen the breath. Slowly rise back to tabletop. Extend your left leg behind you, point through the toes. Give me a crunch, knee to chest, and step the foot into lunge. Step up to half lift as you breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth into fold. And inhale to standing. Take your time. Good work. Stay standing at the top of your mat. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Reach through your fingertips. Press down through your left foot. And give me a little side bend over to the right. Keep the belly active. Getting a nice side stretch. Stretching out from all those crunches. And then release. Left arm back down to your side. Right arm up, reach the fingertips, press right foot to floor, and give me a side bend. And release, hand down by your side. Bring both arms up overhead. And this time we'll find a sway side to side. Keeping belly active. Moving at your own pace. Swaying side to side. Find stillness with arms extended up overhead. Exhale to fold, belly to thighs. We're going to hang out for a few moments in this fold. You want to deepen the stretch, lengthening the spine even more. Try taking ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows. Make sure your belly is very close to the thighs. And breathe here. Maybe finding a sway side to side, nice and slow. Release the arms and rise to half lift. Bend the left knee and reach your right arm up to the ceiling into a twist, giving us a nice stretch. Still getting a twist in the core. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. and return to half lift. Right knee bends and left arm lifts up to ceiling, opening the chest. And return to half lift. Step back into plank. We've got our last set of plank work right here. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Step off and on. Last time, step off and on. Lean forward, 2 more, 1 more. Take your forearm plank. We aim to hold for 15 seconds on our last one. Let's hold it here. Don't hold the breath. You're more than welcome to lower down early if you need to. Don't worry, I've already started counting. We're more than halfway through. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release onto the mat. Bring your arms along your sides, palms face up, and rest your cheek on the mat, turning head to one side. Bring toes together, but let the heels fall out. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, release your body onto the floor. Take a much needed rest. Maybe the eyes gently close. Do another mental check. How do you feel in your body? Slowly turn your head to the opposite side. Bring your chin to the mat, place hands back underneath the shoulders, and press to child's. We'll take rounded child's pose this time, arms along the sides of the body, palms face up and forehead to mat. Remembering that you're more than welcome to take puppy if you prefer that in your body. Another few moments of rest here. Slowly rise to a seated position. Swing your legs out front so they're down the length of your mat. Flex the feet and extend the arms overhead. Drop chin to chest. Slowly round the spine into rounded back stretch, lowering your hands to your knees, elbows pointing out to the sides of the room. Melt your shoulders away from your ears. And try to take nice deep breaths as we relax the muscles along the spine. If you find you can't take deep breaths where you're at, just ease up out of the pose a little bit until you can take some deep breaths. Think about drawing the breath to the space you feel the most sensation. Slowly lift the spine upright. Place your hands on either sides of your hips. Press into the floor to lengthen the spine into staff pose. Then relax to neutral. Bend your right knee, placing your foot on the mat. Use your left arm to hold onto the bent knee. And we'll open into spinal twist, placing our right fingertips directly behind us, gazing to the back of the room. Keep the spine long towards the ceiling as you draw the breath in. Slowly unwind, returning to center, straightening the leg. Left knee bends and right arm holds on. Open the twist, gaze to the back of the room. And unwind, straightening the leg. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat if you're not already there. Bend your knees, planting the feet on the floor. Hold on to the back sides of your thighs, and one vertebrae at a time. We'll round our spines until we're flat on our back. Place arms along the floor out at shoulder height, palms face up. Feet are still on the mat. We'll take our last bit of crunch work here. So just watch the first time. I draw my knees in towards the chest. I wrap my arms behind the thighs as if I want to touch fingertips, drawing my head in towards my knees, and then I come back to start. So just in case you didn't catch that, I'm drawing my knees in, I'm drawing my head to my knees, I'm reaching my fingertips to touch, and then I'm coming back to start. We'll do that about 4 to 5 times, so we'll all start in the same position. Make sure arms are along the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to crunch. Draw the knees in, draw belly in, and return to start. Exhale to crunch for 2. Release. Here's 3. And 4. Exhale to crunch. Last one. Straighten your legs onto the mat. Bring your arms overhead. Give me a nice long stretch. Reach through your fingertips and then release your arms down by your sides. Draw both knees in towards the chest, giving them a squeeze, thighs to belly. Maybe rock gently side to side. Place your arms back along the floor, palms face up. Let the knees fall to the right into reclined spinal. Maybe they touch all the way down towards the floor. Make sure your knees are in line with your hips. And head turns to the left. As this is our last pose before our final resting pose, it's a great time to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Lift the knees back through center. Let them fall over to the left. Line them up with your hips. And turn your head to the right. Slowly draw the knees back to center. Wrap your arms around your legs. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift your head to meet your knees. Hold your breath. Squeeze the body tight. The legs, the arms, the toes, the face. Hold here. And as you exhale, release. Laying flat on the mat. Separating legs and arms nice and wide. Palms face up. Let the toes fall out. And gently close the eyes. And here we settle into final rest period. A moment of stillness in our body for 2 to 3 minutes. Focusing just on our breath and the thoughts in our minds. Giving a body the rest it needs. Bring all your attention to your breath. Focusing to feel the breath as it passes in and out past your nostrils. Relax your brow. Unclench your jaw. And remain focused on the breath. If you lost your focus, bring your attention back to your breath. Start to deepen the breath now. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Welcome movement back to the body. And gently roll over to the right side of your body, taking a moment of stillness on your side. Use your arm as a pillow to support your head. keeping your gaze low to the floor or keeping your eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a seated position. As always, to end class, we take 3 cleansing breaths together as one, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to add some movement to our breath today. As we exhale, we'll round the spine, dropping chin to chest. And on the inhale, we'll lift an arch, lifting head up towards the ceiling. Take a few deep breaths just to start. On your next exhale, out through the mouth, round your spine, drop your chin to your chest. Draw the breath in through the nose to lift an arch, lifting the head up to ceiling for 1. Exhale out the mouth, round the spine, chin to chest. Lift and arch, drawing the breath in for 2. Last one, exhale, round the spine, draw the breath out. Inhale to lift and arch. Then relax back into a neutral seated position. Take a second to thank your body for this practice, thank your mind for its patience, and I'd like to thank you for letting me lead you on this practice. The light within me honors the light within you. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. I love teaching this class. It's one of my favorites. If you enjoyed and you're looking to practice with me some more, a new version of this class is released every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Remember, you can access the class at any time. If you're interested in other classes with me, I teach a less core targeting class. I teach a vinyasa that's aired every Monday at 8. Remember to follow UMBC Rec on Instagram as well as the YouTube channel so you can keep up with all of our new content. I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks so much.